Hey everybody, today we're going to talk a little bit more about lists, specifically just looping through them. So to start, we have our list of fruits: apple, banana, cherry, orange. Now if you want to loop through a list, you can do it in a couple different ways. You can use both for and while loops. We're going to start with a for loop. So here we have for x, which is just our position iterator in fruits. So this is saying for each position in fruits, we just want to print whatever the position is. Okay. And that does exactly what we wanted it to, which is good. The next way that you can do this is using the range and length functions. Okay, so to use the range and length functions in a for loop, it's the exact same format, except you're using those functions. So you have for I, I'm just using a different iterator just to show you that you could use the exact same iterator. So for I in range, and we want the range to be the length of the fruits list, right? And we just want it to print out fruits at whatever position it's indicating. So what this is doing is saying for I in range of length of fruits. So that means that I is going to be a number, but we want it to print out the value. So we have to say, okay, whatever the number is, it's just like calling, um, it's just like saying, okay, these are the same, except I in our case, because it's in a loop, is going to change. And so you can see it prints out apple, banana, cherry, orange. You can also iterate through a list with a while loop. So you just have to have a variable set to something. I always set mine equal to 0, and you want it to be less than the length of fruits for the loop condition to stop. Then you're going to print fruits the exact same way that you would do in the range length. You have to remember to increment your iterator. If you don't increment your iterator, this loop doesn't have any reason to stop. Okay? That gives us the exact same answer as the previous two. Now we can also append to a new list using loops. So let's say we only want, well, in my example, I only want fruits that have an E in it to exist in my new list. So if we take a look at fruits, that'll be apple, cherry, and orange. So my new list, when it prints out, should only contain apple, cherry, and orange. Banana should be left out. And there it is, apple, cherry, and orange. Okay, here's the problem for the video. I decided that I'm not going to do the YouTube short version of giving you guys the answer. I will just explain the problem, and then you can pause the video if you want. The problem with the YouTube short thing that I can foresee me having is I only have 60 seconds to explain what could potentially be a fairly complex solution. And I just don't think I'm good enough yet at this to explain a fairly complex solution in under 60 seconds. Maybe one day we'll return to it. But for now, um, I'll go over the problem and you can pause the video to work on it on your own, or you can continue watching and get the solution. It's up to you. So, for this example, given a list of numbers, display a new list of values less than the number of your choice. Okay. So what this means is simply given a list of numbers, you can either create your own list of numbers or take this one from the description. It's up to you. But given a list of numbers, pick any number, and your new list should contain only numbers less than that new number. So if I pick 500, or if I pick 499, it doesn't matter. Actually, I'll do 499 because it's not contained in the list. Okay. So we're gonna do. So we need to make a list, an empty list for all this stuff to be stored in, right? So we're just gonna say new nums, and it's an empty list. Now we're gonna loop through our normal list. So for x in nums, and for each position of the list nums, so for x, we want to say if x is less than or equal to, well, I guess in my problem I say less than, so less than specifically. And the number we wanted to pick was 499. Then we're going to say newNum.append. And we want to append it with the value of x. Okay. And we just want to print it. Print the new list. Now this should give us all of these numbers and none of these numbers. And it does. So there you go, there's a solution to the problem. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please let me know. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, also let me know. And I will see you next time. Thanks.